what I could, go ahead and tell you the plan. I didn't want to call you without a plan. So she, as you know, she came in with a blood clot in her lung.
Yes, ma'am.
A pulmonary embolism.
Yes, ma'am.
And that was a complication from not being anticoagulated with her valves.
Anticoagulated with her bowels? What's that mean?
What's that?
What does the anticoagulated with her bowels mean?
You remember, so she has to be on Coumadin for life for her mechanical valve.
Yes, but if y'all put her back on Coumadin every time, she gets a brain bleed.
So, yes. So we did not put her on Coumadin before she left. But now she's had a complication because she has been off of Coumadin. She developed a clot that traveled to her lung. So we have no other option now but to put her on heparin.
Y'all already put her on heparin though, right?
Yes, we started it the day before yesterday.
Yeah, I was told 2 days ago that it was on heparin, and that it may cause a brain bleed, but they need to break up the clot. And I've even suggested, why can't the doctor just go through, if he has to go invasively, go through the back and pull the clot like that because the lungs are close to the back, or go down into her, whatever way y'all can go in there and just get the clot.
That's not a option. That's never been done. That's not how we treat pulmonary embolism.
Well, I don't know what the exact treatment is, but I don't know. I wish he had a stent or something.
Pulmonary embolism is heparin and anticoagulation.
And how are you going to protect her brain from bleeding again?
We can't, but we had no other option but to start this because of the current pulmonary embolism. The pulmonary embolism can kill her, or could have killed her if we did not start anticoagulation.
She was having neuro changes, that's why I sent her to y'all to start with. Has she had any neuro changes since she's been there?
No, and we got a CT scan yesterday. That was stable. That was a day, 24 hours after starting heparin. It's stable. So last night we, per the neurosurgeon, Dr. Sacker, approved to go ahead and start Coumadin therapy since we had already started heparin drug. Just go ahead and follow through the plan. There's no other option. If the heparin directly won't break up the clot or keep more clots from forming, the Coumadin is the only option. If
y'all put her on Coumadin, her brain will bleed and she'll die. That'll be the last thing. It'll be brain dead completely.
So that's a possibility. What we're doing to minimize that poor prognosis is that we're going to keep her INR a little less than what we normally do for valves. We usually do 2.5 to 3.5 for mechanical valves, but we're going to do 2 to 2.5. So currently her INR is 1. I'm going to check it in the morning, and then we dose it daily.
Well, I talked to 12 different neurosurgeons a while back, and they all agreed that if they put her back on warfarin, that she would have a brain bleed and it would probably kill her. And her brain was bleeding. Her brain has a white spot on it right now where it's already got blood in there, and with the heparin and the warfarin combined, it may kill her. I don't know. All I know is 4 different times y'all bridged her from heparin to warfarin, and every single time her brain got in worse shape.
We've done it twice. This would be the 3rd time. But we have no other option but to treat this blood clot in her lung, because that will kill her.
There ain't no way you can go into the lung and put the warfarin directly on the blood clot? He done that once. Yeah. They did that once in her brain.
That's different. There's no other option. That's the only treatment option.
So that might be the last time I ever get to see my wife in her right mind.
I hope not.
They told me after the first surgery she'd never move again, and I got her back where she was eating shrimp off of a fork and drinking and all that stuff, just by being emotionally supportive, and her nurses that were working with her and moving her arms and legs.
Feeding her shrimp. and she's not able to eat here.
Yeah, she did. She's been in there for 66 days. That's why I said when she went back this day, I wanted everybody to be on the same page about what was going on. I took her shrimp that I cut up there and gave it to Emma, her nurse, and she scooped it up with a fork, put it in her mouth, and swallowed it after the second surgery when they said she'd never move again.
Was that on the 4th? That was earlier when she was eating.
Yes.
Not right now.
Before, not right now.
Yes.
But she's been blinking her eyes yes and no, and even moving her hands, her arm, and her legs for me since she's been back home.
Yes. She's still doing that. She has tiny nerve changes.
Well, how closely are y'all going to be watching her? Because I don't want her to have a brain bleed. If they do...
So she's in the ICU. She'll stay in the ICU. And, for several days, just to monitor her nerve status under this coming in. We're not sending her to the floor anytime soon. On top of everything, she also has a infection in her lungs. So we are giving her just pneumonia. So we're giving her antibiotics for that.
There ain't no way I can visit her, huh?
What's that?
There's no way I can visit her, huh?
You'll have to ask the nurses about the policy.
All right. I don't want her to die.
I'm not able to provide that.
I don't want her to
I
die.
don't either.
I've been through hell with her for 66 days.
This is a terrible. This is the most stuck situation anyone can be in, and I don't want her to die either.
Nope.
And I'm so sorry. And I'm sorry she got this blood clot in her lung.
Yeah, I am too. She had just got back home and she was watching TV with me and smiling and loving life. She always finds some way, even though she's bedridden, she finds a way to smile. She's happy with me, and I need to be talking with her every day because her love for me, I know it sounds crazy, but her love for me is keeping her alive. If she thinks I've abandoned her, she's just going to let go.
Yeah. We'll try to make that happen, okay? I'll get the nurses to call you, and we'll see what we can do.
We need to do a Skype or something later.
Yeah, for sure.
What time is it now?
Yeah, I'm really sorry that she's in this situation. There's no other option for us.
Why not put some stents in there? I told one of the neurosurgeons, huh?
It's too late. It's not going to do anything.
So you can't put some kind of stent to block clots?
Remember, we had that conversation. We're talking about an IVC filter. Dr. Simmons was highly suggestive because it causes more complications down the road. And what that does is to prevent pulmonary embolisms and strokes. And she's already had a pulmonary embolism. So doing that procedure is worse.
Well, she's had another micro stroke or something while she was here. That's why I sent her that way. She had a neuro change where her eyes were fully dilated and I was shining a light and nothing happened.
Her CT scan's the exact same.
Nope. Well, when she was here paying attention to what was going on, and then all of a sudden she stared off into space and her pupils are fully dilated and the light will not change them. That went on for 10 minutes, and then it went from that to her pupils were so small that they would not dilate, and that went on for about 10 minutes. So something was definitely going on. She had left her body or something and then came back.
Well, to reassure you, I checked her pupils this morning. They were reactive. They check them, throughout the day. They're doing neuro checks. They were, again, reactive. Both looks good. And her CT scan is the same. I checked it yesterday.
All right.
There's no CT changes. There's no new bleeds. There's no new infarct.
All right. They did do a surgery on there where they've already invasively opened her skull. So there's a skull cap that's right there that could be reopened if she gets another bleed, if y'all do it quickly enough and get the blood out so we don't lose all of what she has regained. Because even if she's bedridden, I knew somebody that was bedridden for 22 years and they didn't do anything. And then all of a sudden they came out of it, and doctors said they would never come out of it. And I'm willing to take care of her for 22 years if I have to.
Again, we're gonna check her visually. We're gonna check her labs. We're gonna be super careful about all of this. we don't want her to die either, Edward.
Well, if she's not monitored,
if something does happen, then the surgeon will be notified immediately.
If she is not monitored more closely than she has been in the past, she will develop a bleed and she will die or brain die before anybody can do anything.
Again, there's orders for her to have a neuro check every single hour.
All right, can you keep that order going?
Her vital signs are checked at the nurse's station.
Well, when she was in there the first 66 days, I told the night nurse, I said, she's having a brain bleed right now. Please call her doctor. Then the hurricane knocked it out, and she said, the night nurse said, oh, well, all her vitals are fine. Well, you can't go off of her vitals if she's got a brain bleed, because the doctor called me the next morning and says, we don't know how you knew it, but she did have a brain bleed, and we got to do surgery again. And it made her go way backwards. That's when she went from eating shrimp to a complete vegetative state on life support. I don't want her to be not monitored closely. I mean, when I was watching her, I can see stuff going on with her. I know every body movement that she makes and what they mean. People that don't deal with her every single day don't know that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, families are definitely know their loved ones more than us.
And she's an extremely rare case. I doubt y'all have ever had anybody in your hospital like her, with all the problems she's got. But she's still precious, and I want her saved. I got her 13-year-old son here with me. She don't want to die. She's got a lot to lose. She's got a lot to live for.
Well, we're doing what we know to do. The only way to do it. So.
I don't know why the neurosurgeon didn't call me before he put her back on Coumadin. They told me before, if we put her on Coumadin, it's a 100% guarantee she's going to have a brain bleed. So they need to stand by, getting ready to take that skull cap out, or release the pressure and let the bleed out instead of just pushing more pressure on her brain. I got a picture on my phone I took at the hospital here of her right hemisphere with a white spot on it, and it's pushing the entire left hemisphere up against the skull, crushing everything she has. And that was the last scan that I seen before she went to y'all. I mean, a brain can't take too much. I mean, it's got plasticity, but only so much, you know. And I'm not getting updates regularly like I would like to. I called over 40 times the other night, and I haven't got nothing until you called me now. And I am grateful. I know y'all are busy.
Well, I waited to call you today in order to have a straight plan. I didn't want to call you and have questions left about knowing for sure what we were going to do.
Well, put every.
I feel like it's more beneficial to have a complete plan.
Yeah. Well, I just hope that your complete plan means that y'all are ready to operate if you got to. I don't want her to lose what little bit of brain she's got left. And I don't want her to die. I know that's asking a lot in her situation, but I believe y'all can do something. I don't know.
Well, we'll just continue with the Coumadin, and then we'll check her INR levels tomorrow and adjust as needed. And once she is therapeutic in that 2 to 2.5 range, we'll obtain another CT scan, or if she has any other neuro changes.
You can't take her to the 2.5 stage. When she gets to 2.5, that's exactly the time when her brain starts bleeding.
That's why we're doing below that.
Yep, I asked them on her second surgery if they would bridge it, that they would make it lower than that, and the neurosurgeon said it wouldn't be therapeutic. If it's not 2.5, then it don't do any good. So what makes them think that it's going to do good now? So I said that about 40 days ago.
No other option. She needs something. We know that if we put her in what we need to put her, that she is going to potentially bleed. So that's why we chose this time to do 2 to 2.5.
All right, if she bleeds, the chances are it's going to bleed in the same spot where the skull cap has been removed. Y'all can remove that and let it bleed out instead of pushing her brain up. Worst case scenario, it's going to start a new bleed in a new location, which was totally unexpected last time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not ready to lose my wife. She's young, I'm young, and we got our whole lives ahead of us. Even if she's bedridden and I'm taking care of her, we got our whole life ahead of us, and I want her to have some mental functionality, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So that's the plan for now, and we'll just continue to watch her closely.
All right.
I'm sorry that she got a blood clot and how long.
I am too.
And it affects the position she's in.
I can't believe it.
Yeah.
I wish there was an easier way. Y'all can't just go in through her nose or her mouth or something and get to her lung and just remove it?
If I knew of another way, we would have done it. This is the only proven, known way.
Proven known way.
Has multiple studies that we know how to treat pulmonary embolism.
The FDA needs to lighten up on doctors and doing research because they're costing valuable lives by not letting proper research be done on this stuff. We should know more about what's going on here. I can't believe it. There are several treatments they could have done on my wife when I was talking to the neurosurgeons that the FDA has not approved that they agreed with me would work, and it's too late for that now, and now we're here. Can't believe it. Anyway, can you try to get on with me at Skype at around 8 o'clock if possible? 8 p.m. because I'm working right now.
Yes, sir.
All right, sweetie, I appreciate it. Please tell my wife I love her while she's still in her right mind.
I will.
All right, tell her I'm going to be talking to her tonight.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
I'll have one of the nurse practitioners update you tomorrow as well, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. I keep telling them and telling them and telling them. Told them don't put her on warfarin, heparin. This is the only known thing they can do now, so what do I do? What do I do? It fucking pisses me. I'm gonna end up losing my wife. It's driving me crazy. Well, Kendall out for now. And keep your fingers crossed, please. Pray, whatever it takes. Thank you.